Borders on insanity. Canada
Tell
and
me.
Mexico. Thank you for that lovely comment there, Vance. And good afternoon, good evening, and good morning from wherever you are. And welcome to The World's Gone Insane. Hello.
Hey, baby.
How are you?
Disappointed.
Well, we'll get into that in a bit. But welcome. The old team is back for The World's Gone Insane podcast, episode 70. Um, we'll be dipping in and out with these ones. It just depends. Listen, once Trump's in, there'll be so much to talk about from January onwards that I'm pretty sure this will just be a weekly thing because now it's not just MAGA this, MAGA that, repeat, repeat. Now it's just like, oh my God, they're burning down schools and killing teachers. So let's watch as it all burns down to the ground. Anyway, that being said, you have three non-Americans here, and we're going to be talking about American politics because unfortunately, when America sneezes, the rest of the world wipes its nose. And even something as what you know, something like Trump's tariffs are going to be having an effect on UK exports. So this is why we sit here and we talk, and we have to analyze this absolute fuckwit, and plus the money and influence that unfortunately bleeds into a far right movement from across the world bleeds into it is from American money. So that's why we talk a lot about American politics because it does affect us. But that being said, I'm going to give the floor to Christine. Give us your thoughts on everything that's transpired because we didn't get to hear from you the other day. Go.
What's disturbing, bothering me, like I'm not going to cry over it, but I find really weird is that there is a portion of men in the United States that are really very gleeful. Very gleeful over women's rights being stripped away. And one of the things they're doing is saying, your body, my choice. But what they don't realize, there's a couple things they don't realize. First of all, is the Heritage Foundation, which Trump is now in debt to, don't like a lot of things. And it's not just women they don't like. It's corn. Don't like the corn. And they're going to do everything in their power to ban it. Because they, throughout their history, they corn with a P.
Oh, right. Just say porn.
Okay.
This stream never gets monetized.
Okay. They're gonna try in their heart of hearts for decades now. They've been around and they've been trying to axe that forever, even though they're all secretly on Grindr, which is very ironic. But they're also gonna try and get rid of video games. The more violent, the more they're gonna try and get rid of those. So all those young men that are screaming your body, my choice, those two you're going to really miss. But also what's coming for you is the mandatory military service. And oh boy, that's coming because the Middle East and Ukraine, and it's there in black and white. If you want to read it, it's all in Project 2025. So I'm not pulling this out of my bum. It's there for you to read. And the devil's lettuce, bye-bye. Bye-bye. So laugh, enjoy it, yuck it up, because you can say those things, but I don't live in your country, and I'm more than happy to have someone stay at my house and give them a drive to the clinic for free. So they'll be fine.
Queen. Okay, thank you. Well, now we actually have an American joining us in the stream. So welcome, Winnie, first time on camera. Your thoughts on everything that has transpired. And Rowan, feel free to put your opinions in the comments of the chaos from an American. We want to hear it all. So you're welcome to tell us.
I don't know. It's harder for me because I'm not white. I mean, I'm half white, but that doesn't matter in America.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Yeah, for me, I moved from Ohio. So I just moved from Ohio, which is clearly a red ass state right now. They've got 2 Republican senators. Most of the Congress is now red. Like it's they voted for Trump. It's red. I lived in the reddest county, or one of the reddest counties in Ohio, and this last whole election cycle that Biden was in office, but Trump was still doing his stuff, I have gotten flyers on my doorway saying that I'm going to hell for being mixed. I've gotten,
Wow.
yeah, I've gotten, like somebody carved Sieg Heil on the tree in my backyard. Like,
What the fuck?
I'm not kidding. I have pictures. Like, this stuff is real. This stuff is happening. And now what I'm afraid of, as I talked about the other day, is we can just do this stuff now. Like, it's not going to matter if I'm in a red state or a blue state or whatever. If people want to say assholey things, they're just gonna do it. And like, that puts me in danger. That puts my little sister, who is Mexican, in danger. She's gotten things that say she needs to go back to Mexico, but she was born in Florida, so like she can't go back to somewhere she doesn't know, you know? So I'm really terrified for those things. Yeah.
Can you own a pew pew where you live?
Yes. I actually have 3.
Good.
So
Because I was going to say to you or anyone else from America that's listening, if you do live in a state where you can't own a pew pew or a zap zap, women carry bug spray in your purse, because, you know.
Right,
Yeah.
for protection. So yeah, it's really interesting. Well, so I moved to Washington D.C. or technically Virginia, right outside of Washington D.C. It's sort of more liberal here, but also, again, I'm in the richest county in all of America, where I'm living right now. So I'm interested to see, like, I saw a lot more red things than I thought I was going to before we voted. I'm interested to see if that's going to change, because relatively I feel safe here. There's lots of Hispanic people that live here. There's lots of like African people that live here. Like, so I'm hoping that it won't change much here, but I wanted to leave because I was not feeling safe in Ohio anymore.
Yeah, I don't blame you, but do not put it beyond the stupidity of pick-me's to also harass you as well, like blacks and Hispanics.
I was just going to say that.
Yeah.
Because the number of Hispanic men that voted red, the machismo factor, I think, happened there.
Yep.
And it's pick me, and it's like, the leopard's gonna eat your face, honey.
Yes,
it's
and
gonna eat your
that's
face.
what they don't understand. You're gonna get sent back or whatever they're trying to do, just as everybody else is, and they don't give a shit. They got your vote. That's all they did. That's what happened.
Okay, I'm gonna go to some comments now. So Nick Fuentes got doxxed. Well, that's good.
Lovely,
So
lovely.
You should do something about that, because, and first, by the way, in case there are any MAGAs watching, I don't think we'll get the same crowd as we did the other day. But Nick Fuentes is not a Trump fan. Nick Fuentes came out and accused the Trump. He actually said it. What everyone else has been saying, that the MAGA movement are a cult, and that Trump is a piece of crap. And he's been crapping on Trump because he probably thought Trump was going to lose, so he was getting in there early. But of course, as you know, people, they have no morals, no principles, no loyalty. So as soon as Trump won, the hat came on, and now he's sitting there going, "Your body, my choice." But of course, ain't no woman going to put their body anywhere near Nick Fuentes. So I don't know what the hell he's chanting about. Because that guy is the worm that the bird wouldn't eat, so to speak. And
Nick Fuentes,
yeah, go on.
So Nick Fuentes is a closet case for a start. One of his male friends did a video about him, ex-friend, and you know, like, there's a lot of things Nick Fuentes did. Like, he used one of those lubricant lights to check the bodily fluids in his mate's bedroom to see if he was having sex with his girlfriend and stuff like that. What the fuck, you know? And Nick Fuentes as well. One of the reasons why he jumped off the Trump train prior to jumping back on it is because he didn't think Trump was racist enough. This is the same Nick Fuentes, by the way, who is extremely racist, but at one point didn't mind partnering with Kanye West because he was also anti-Semitic. Like the mind of bigots is just bizarre. You know, at the same time, I saw him sitting next to I forgot his real name, but I keep calling him Scammy Davis Jr. But he looks like Sammy Davis Jr. He's got that same sort of jawline. You know what I'm on about?
No.
Oh, come on.
Is he black?
You know, he's black, obviously.
Clearly.
I know Sammy
Yeah,
Davis Jr. I might just call him that because of the
No,
jawline.
he looks like Sammy Davis Jr. That's what I'm saying. That's why I call him Scammy Davis Jr. He looks like, but regardless, this guy was also found out to be a pedophile and stuff like that, which is not surprising because MAGA, I mean, considering they worship fucking Donald Trump. But regardless, I'm losing my train of thought here. Yeah, Nick Fuentes. Yeah, he only went back to Trump because he's won. Prior to that, he just didn't like Trump because he wasn't racist enough, and obviously the Jewish connection as well because of the anti-Semitism and all of that. So that's where we are with Nick Fuentes now. But these people, they jump back and forth. I'm not surprised.
No,
I'm
likes
wondering
good-
if. Sorry,
It's all right. Go ahead.
I'm wondering if because a part of me at first I thought this because a lot of people were saying it, and I was like, yeah, that's right. We're saying you'll have no one to blame but yourself because you have the House and the Senate and the Supreme Court. But then I thought, no, they'll find someone, right? Because they can't say, oh, it's the Democrats, it was Biden, because things are going to turn to shit. They're going to find a group of people and they're going to say it's their fault. And it's just
they'll blame the deep state. They'll blame the woke mind virus and all this kind of stuff. They'll blame everything and everyone apart from themselves. I mean, these idiots already forgot that so many people came out and voted against Trump because he was an absolute disaster. I mean, you don't vote. Nobody wanted Biden. They just didn't want Trump. And so that's why they voted for him. But this time round with Kamala, it's just like, screw it. The economy sucks. I'm not feeling any of the benefits of it, no matter how well they've made it recover. And that's what it boils down to. I've been like watching a lot of the videos and reading a lot of articles, and most of it boils down to the economics. I know we all want to say like, oh, Gaza also played a part, but it didn't play as big a part as people thought. It was just down to the economy and this insane notion that Republicans are much better with the economy than the Democrats are, which is just bullshit. When Biden took over, this was at the arsehole end of COVID. In fact, COVID was still going on. And it was just the result of that. So even if Trump had won re-election, prices still would have gone up and the economy still would have tanked, which probably would have cost the Republicans this time round, because that's what a lot of people vote for out of frustration. And the Democrats just did themselves no favors. And on that, I just want to quickly go because Rowan has this comment here about Southwest Pennsylvania and the tariffs. So I just want to bring this up. Let me see. Nope, that's the wrong button. I hate how this thing does share screen. It's so long. Here we go. Oh no, that's not it. Sorry, wrong one. I love that one.
I love that one.
Yeah. I'll just bring this one up. Hang on. Let me just share screen. And here we go. Right. So it begins. MAGA is about to find out how tariffs actually work firsthand. So results have already started. This is from an American woman today. My husband works for a small manufacturing company, and here in southwestern Pennsylvania, that means most employees are Trump voters. When the president of the company sat them down today to tell them their annual Christmas bonus would not be coming this year because they now need to purchase at least a year's worth of products prior to January 21st due to proposed tariffs. They did not understand. You're right, Kat. My cat just freaked out. They did not understand. My husband said that their president had to explain what a tariff is. So this is the level of genius you're dealing with, and how it will directly hurt their company. They all thought the foreign company paid the staff. This is the level of ignorance voting against their own interests here in Pennsylvania, where we failed American women and children and all that stuff. So companies are now already, especially this company, are buying in bulk to offset whatever costs they're going to have to endure next year, which is also going to damage a lot of companies. And because of this tariff war that Trump's going to do. Again, he did this last time and it cost lots of jobs. And here we are again. So anyone's thoughts on that?
Yeah.
Actually, I had a TikTok tracer on that, but we mentioned that, and I found out about that today as well. And I'm not surprised. I mean, I'm really hoping people are going to regret their vote, and I hope they get everything that's coming to them. I really do. Sorry, Grace, go for it.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, I remember when Trump said he could go on Fifth Avenue and pew someone in the head, and I thought, he's gonna say or do something, and their eyes will be open, and they'll finally realize, right? But he kept saying dumb shit and doing dumb shit over and getting worse and worse and worse and worse, and their eyes were not opening. Either they were so uneducated or just loved the fact that they could hate the way he hates openly now. And I finally realized the thing it might take is them actually personally getting hurt, and that's getting hurt in the pocket. And right now, inflation's at 2.9%, I believe, in the States.
Mm-hmm.
In 2 years, I'm guessing, hopefully I'm wrong, for people that need the money, it will not be at 2.9. And I could not believe when people thought tariffs meant the other countries were going to pay. I was shocked.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, we saw in Ohio, one of the first things he did was get rid of that car place. Now it's slipping my mind. One of the very first things Trump did, he was all in his campaign. Oh, I'm going to save it. I'm going to save the Chevy. We're going to keep making Chevy stuff here. We're going to keep doing it. And then one of the first things he did was get rid of that place, send it to Mexico or wherever. So I don't understand why they doubled down and voted for him when they lost all of those jobs. There were like 1,000 jobs there. So I don't get it.
Also, some of his actually a lot of his rallies, he'll have the people's cars parked at least 4 or 5 miles away from where he's holding the rally for the sake of security, and then he'll have buses bringing these people into the rally, but he won't have the same amount of buses letting them go back to their cars. So a lot of these people end up being stranded and they can't get back to their cars. None of them are blaming Trump whatsoever. They're blaming the local mayor for not supplying the buses, even though this is being paid for by Trump. It's not an event which is supposed to be done by the town. It's a private event paid for by Trump. These rallies are not, these are personal things for Trump to expose himself, But but these people, they're being stranded. A lot of them are elderly. Walking 4 or 5 miles back to their car is not an option, they don't blame Trump for it, and I really do feel Trump is the sort of person to really fuck over his own people and still see how much they love him. He gets off on that. I really do believe that.
Oh, yeah.
And I think it's the case of that American people, we never want to be wrong anymore. So we don't take responsibility for things, or B, then when we are wrong, we double down on it because we can never be wrong. So, I mean, that's kind of where we're at.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's ironic because you actually have to be a stronger person to admit when you're wrong so you can grow.
Yeah, it doesn't cost you anything. We had a police chief here in Ohio taking down the names of houses that had Democratic signs in the yard. Yeah. That does not bode well.
Fair enough. Yeah, fair enough.
It's because he owes every city money and they won't allow events. Yeah. So Trump has stiffed every event that he's held. He's never paid for them. The coach company, he stiffed them, so that's why they didn't come back to pick anyone up, or they just reduced the service to one bus.
Come on now, he's paid one person, Stormy Daniels.
That's it. She took all his money. Yeah, it was women's fault. That's it. blame women. You know, as a white man, I have to just blame women. Rusty Rivers, welcome back. This is not MSNBC, I was told. But I gotta ask, is this the View? It is now, honey.
I hate those women too.
I would never be on The View. Sorry.
Nope.
No, garbage. They're
Garbage.
Yeah.
They're absolute garbage. My God, there's sometimes that I hear Whoopi Goldberg, I just want to like slap her.
All of them.
Just,
All of them.
the stuff that comes out. Like, I loved her as an actress. Okay, Whoopi Goldberg was one of my favorite actresses. She was phenomenal. And you stuck on The View, and then it was just like, oh, just go back to acting, please. Just go back to acting, because it was just real. Yeah, in the UK equivalent, we had Loose Women.
I can't take that name seriously. Loose.
That's
women.
really what it's called.
Yeah.
Loose women. It's because like the original term for loose women wasn't loose in the sense of legs open, go nuts. That their mouths were loose and opinionated, and that's what they used to call opinionated women. They used to call them loose, basically.
But with your humor in the UK,
it's an innuendo.
Yeah.
It's a double entendre, and that's why they did it. But their opinions are about as useful as a turd in a wind. You know what I mean? They're just absolute crap.
Thank you, Rusty.
Thank you, Rusty. Yeah, what's happening? You know, we class up the joint, unlike where they're just a bunch of pissed off nut jobs.
I was going to say that too, Cheeto. Is it my printer?
Oh,
yeah,
is that what it is? Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's the noise. The printer. Yeah, that's fine. It's fine. I know what it is now. It was bothering me before, but then I saw that moving in the back. I was like, oh, okay. That's
Are you
fine.
making something?
Yeah, Whoopi was great. Whoopi's great in everything.
Yes.
Like, I love her. She is awesome. Jumping Jack, Flash, Ghost, all those kind of films.
Oh, Ghost.
Yeah.
The Color Purple.
An Oscar for that.
Oh, yeah. That's amazing, too.
It was like one of Steven Spielberg's first serious movie.
I
loved it.
That threw her and Oprah into prominence. Was that film, The Color Purple?
Oh, don't get me started on Oprah.
Oh, she's another one.
Not a nice person.
No, but Winnie, did you receive this text here? Let me
oh my God, I know what you're gonna bring up.
Yeah, let me get the article.
It depends. I mean, I receive lots of texts, but they go to spam.
Know. You would know.
You know if you received this one. Hang
you
on.
would know.
Oh, let me check my spam.
Brace yourself.
Oh God.
Yeah, check your spam because it went to all black people. So, black people across the US received racist text messages after Trump's win. FBI investigating after people text saying they were selected to pick cotton and go to the nearest plantation. I'll skip the article and go straight to the message. Greetings, you have been selected to pick cotton at the nearest plantation. Be ready at 12 a.m. Blah, blah, blah.
Nope, I didn't get it.
Our exclusive slaves will come get you in a brown van. Be prepared to be searched on arrival to plantation. No personal belongings allowed. This is a fresh start. You're going to plantation group C. And lots of people got like different letters.
It was sent to children as well.
It was sent to children.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
No, luckily I did not get that.
The majority of them went to schools, middle schools, universities, preschool, everything. Like from grade 1 up. Like one lady was on the news. She's like, my daughter got it. She said,
how did they get their phone numbers? Did they say?
Yeah, it was, one of those companies that does the auto dialing and has lists of numbers. Apparently someone illegally accessed. That was one of the ways they're saying. I don't know if it's confirmed.
Well,
but you'd have to know on the auto dial who you're reaching on the other end. It's just the number, right? So it would have to be an in-depth one where they have like consumer profiles.
So somewhere someone breached data protection and got people's because it would have your ethnicity on there. So somebody got that and send that out to people. And
Apparently,
So they
one
probably
person-
did they break into like Indeed? That's where I would say, because Indeed has all of that information.
Probably.
And most college students use that. So that would make sense because there was just a data breach like in the summer.
Probably. Our
one
information has
person was
somebody
actually
come to
caught.
the US, it would be near impossible for your information isn't out there. Yeah, I mean that's true. Winnie, you got kids? Rusty wants to know.
I do not.
That's why I don't feel bad for Fuentes being doxxed. No, neither do I, Rowan. You know,
I
people
don't
like
feel
that.
bad for anything bad. Anything bad that happens to him, I'll never feel bad.
No,
You guys are despicable human
not just
beings.
deserve a bullet between the eyes. That's it's as simple as that. That will always be my rhetoric because my family suffered heavily under them because we're Greek and
No.
so.
At one time, I was, like I said, this is the very first time I've ever rooted for a heart attack until JD Vance was picked as his running mate. And then I thought that would be even worse.
Well, do you remember? Wait a second. JD Vance, when he was running, because he was running for my state for senator, he hated Trump. He was on this whole thing about how much he hated Trump. And the only reason he won is because Trump is a freaking idiot and said JD Mandel. Trump meant to endorse Josh Mandel, which would have fit right, which was a Trumplican, which would have fit right up his alley, but he fucked up and got him confused, and that's why we have JD Vance. So I'm not so sure. Did JD Vance actually slide into MAGA, or is he just like hiding out there till something happens?
I'll tell you why. Because he's a flip-flopper and he just wants to advance. And he also wrote the intro for 2025 project. So that's why.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah.
I'll be right back.
I mean, his sons are massive fans of his as well, and they recommended him to Trump. But I wouldn't be surprised if he got the name mixed up as well and just picked him because he got confused, which, I mean, look, he called Nicky Jam a sexy woman, so that tells you everything you need to know.
That was hilarious. That was absolutely hilarious. She's really hot. And then Nicky Jam, and he looked at, the dude. Like, expression on his face. Oh, God.
It's like, I'm going to still go bang this chick. I've committed now. So, but yeah, I mean, it's speaking of Project 2025. I mean, as soon as Trump got in, you had people like Matt Walsh coming out, who were denying it the whole time, and now they're like, actually, we lied. It was actually all about Project 2025. And we're like,
duh.
Told you so.
But these, it's the magatoids, the idiots, the fans, the fanboys, the incel, the basement dwelling mongoloids that basically just kept saying, well, no, he's not going to do Project 25. It said as much. I'm like, well, of course you believe every word he's going to say. But as Christine pointed out earlier, he's indebted to the Heritage Foundation. They funded a lot of his campaign. And
and wrote the Project 2025.
Yeah, and they wrote Project 2025, and so all hell's gonna break loose. Yes, this is spot on, Robin. This is what I've been saying. America's 248 years old. Empire cutoff is 250. So yeah, a lot of empires kind of fizzle out around there. And this is America, and it's as I was saying to people, don't feel too bad. This is just the last days of the empire before everything just burns down. And,
I saw a chart like that reminded me of all the major empires, and it showed like the increase and the decrease and of all the major empires through time, and it was like America was just at the bottom of its reign, and that's so true.
And the tariff all that Trump's gonna put, that's just gonna put them over the edge now, and absolutely.
And just hand him some nails and show him the coffin.
Just to respond to this quick.
Yeah, sorry, Dan, go on.
Like, prior to even Trump coming into power, because he brought in those 3 Supreme Court justices, they ended Roe versus Wade, and now abortion's a state issue. There was this one girl who needed an abortion, couldn't get it in Texas because the doctors are worried about going to jail. And so it is that bad because she ended up dying because she needed an abortion and couldn't get it. So just because it might not be so bad for me or Ginge or even Chris and possibly even Winnie, it is bad for lots of people for various reasons. So
There was
and it's
sorry. Won't be. Sorry, go on.
In Mississippi, I think it was, there was a lady who had an ectopic pregnancy, which means
it's not viable.
Yeah, it's not viable, and the baby started growing in her fallopian tube, which means she needs to have it evacuated out of there, or she could die, and they couldn't do it because of abortion. Because she will die. She did die because the doctors were too afraid to do anything about it because the laws are iffy in Mississippi. So that's where we're heading, is that clearly she wanted to have a baby. Clearly she didn't, that happened, and now she was fucked. She's dead.
And it's not just one child or one woman here or one woman there. Already in Texas, it's in the tens of thousands, actually. I've heard a number as high as 26,000 in some way being affected by this, either becoming infertile, and these are women that wanted to have a baby, but because of complications and being stalled for healthcare, ended up not being fertile anymore, and the fetus was lost anyhow. And it also includes women that bled out, died of sepsis, which is poisoning of the blood, for those that don't know. Because if you have decaying flesh inside your body, rotting flesh that gets in your bloodstream, you die too.
Exactly. So these pro-lifers don't realize that you're not saving a child's life. You're killing two people. You're killing the mother and the fetus as well. So yeah, sorry, go on, Chris. I know you're bursting.
I'm bursting. But I wanted to add to what you just said. Everyone thinks that banning abortions is going to stop abortions. But facts are, studies show that a couple things. Ban it doesn't stop it. It actually stays the same or increases. But it also leads to more of the woman who actually is alive. And if you're pro-life, will also die. But don't worry, guys. Your government officials and their mistresses, they're fine because they can pay for the real doctors to do it behind closed doors. But your mother, your sister, your aunt, or your daughter who got raped, well, she's gonna have to see a back alley one, and yeah, most likely she'll die, or at least not be fertile for when she's ready. So, congratulations. You pro-lifers, pro-lifers did a great job.
Yeah, it's never about pro-life. It's just about controlling women's reproductive rights. They just want to control women with everything. But I just want to emphasize this. Islam has much better laws on abortion than these fundamentalist Christians. Muslims are a lot more freer on women's health than fundamentalist or evangelicals or Christians or whatever. Because in Islam, if the mother's life is in danger, she can get an abortion, absolutely. Whereas these people, because they don't know nothing about science, they just have this warped idea about controlling women. They want to basically, there's no leeway at all. So Muslims have more leeway than these fundamentalist Christians.
I don't know if it was government.
Emphasizing that.
Sorry, I don't know if it was the government or part of the government. I don't know if it was the House or it was some government body where they asked if women could urinate with a tampon in.
Wow.
25% of them said no. And these are the people that want to dictate to doctors and women what they should do with their bodies. And if you didn't know, Yes, we can. 2 different holes. So
No.
Yeah, go on,
Well,
Winnie.
in America, it was like 1992 till it was decided that women were going to be included in any kind of health, anything, studies, science
Yeah.
things. It was like 1992, so that doesn't really surprise me. When
Yeah.
I remember my health class, we talked all about the male genitalia. We talked on our stuff for maybe like 20 minutes, and then it was gone. Like we were done. So like that's how it is in America. We don't know what about that stuff. We're not going to.
Well, I
Yeah.
didn't know until my 5th, till I turned 49, that the clitoris continued into the body and was a much larger organ than I knew it was.
Well,
You know how most of us are learning
And I
that?
was a nurse. And
Yeah,
I was
you
a
know.
nurse.
You know how most of us are learning that? Fucking TikTok.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell is this?
Wow, that is crazy. Now, we knew about that from like secondary school when we did sex ed and all of that, and they showed us it's a huge dick inside of you, whether you like it or not. But yes, let's see here. Have you read the stories on the 4B movement? No,
I've heard a bit.
You guys have?
A little bit.
Okay, you can elaborate on that, Vance, if nobody else can. That's fine. I thought you would like to hear that I called a Trump pick me Margaret Thatcher. What? Thought you would like to hear that I called a Trump pick me Margaret Thatcher this week. Oh, very nice.
That
Nice.
fits.
Probably would have that.
Yeah, 4B is basically the we're taking sex away until you smarten the fuck up.
Yeah.
Women are literally saying it's kind of like the pussy hat thing back in a few years ago. We're basically saying, fuck you, you're not getting anything from us. You want to control our bodies? Well, this is how we can control ours. You ain't getting any.
And wait till the websites come out with faces and names of Republicans that are on, registered Republicans. And you can go check it, and you're like, if he's on that list, he ain't getting none. And I've also heard of some gay men that are like all those hardcore Republicans that were on the down low. Your name's getting out there, so is your picture. And normally I say don't out someone, but if you're voting against someone's human rights and possibly putting their lives in danger because you don't want someone to know that you're getting your dick wet, put their fucking name out there. Put their goddamn face out there.
That's it, ladies. Close your mouth, close your legs, and open your mouth. That's as in, get vocal, not as in open your mouth for the other. You know what I mean? God damn it! Hi, Misled. Welcome to the stream. We are talking about you chicks and how you're not putting out.
Do I look upset? Anymore. We don't look upset.
And I'm upset.
I'm laughing because it's not going to hurt me.
Male and female anatomy was kindergarten cop. That doesn't surprise me, Rusty. So yeah, Trump men are getting doxxed in droves. Yeah, good. They should be. You know, their body, your body, my choice. Well, it's like, okay, well, your house, my internet, and here it is for everyone to see. So enjoy getting doxxed.
Yeah, the B4 movement is also being connected to the CCW movement, which is concealed carried weapons. So,
oh, great. Yeah, shoot them dicks off, mate. Go for it. Well, why not? Go nuts. Ginger tells women to get loose. News at 11.
That's what I was laughing at.
Well, I can't see the chat, so if I'm not laughing, it's because I can't see your chat, guys. Sorry.
Well, there you go. I'll leave it up for you a bit longer so you can read it.
Okay.
There you go. So, yes, that's right. We're covering all bases here. And it's nice to see we've got a couple of our chatters in from the previous stream. Your opinions here. Misled, you would have missed the part where Trump's already screwing you guys over in terms of the tariff war that he's about to impose.
If you
And
need
this one
someone
here,
to
holy shit,
explain
Trump
tariffs, we can do that.
yeah,
I want to know if
hang on, I'm
so I
reading
want to
another.
know. So sorry, go on.
Donald Trump just announced his plans against illegal aliens. He will end citizenship for children of illegal immigrants. This is a very clear message. There will be mass deporting of every illegal. Now, whether he'll be able to implement that, I don't know, because it is costly and it's a huge process. However,
I've
Stephen Miller
numbers.
himself came out and said, one second. Stephen Miller himself came out and said that, from day one, we're going to be implementing plans to start mass deportation of people. He didn't even say illegals, just people. So, if your name's Fuentes, get on that bus. Your ass is out of here. I'll go to Zam next, and then I'll come to you, Christine, because he wanted to say something.
Yep.
No, I'm just curious regarding Misled. Like, is she pro-choice? How does she feel regarding the abortion laws and the government now basically ruling over your body? I'm very curious about that. And also, just to quickly add, the Latinos who voted for Trump, I'm sure they know somebody who's an undocumented immigrant, or maybe they themselves might be from undocumented family members, refugees, or illegals. And even though they might think of themselves as naturalized citizens because of their parents, they could easily be deported. And I want every one of those motherfuckers to be deported. I want them to reap what they fucking sow.
Amen.
They deserve it.
Absolutely. It will be illegals, not American citizens. Rick, do these people know the difference? Like I said, they're going to hear Sanchez surname and just shove them on a bus and take them, ship them off. And I guarantee you, before this is implemented, because of the mass amounts of immigrants, illegals, whatever you want to call it, that are here, they're going to have concentration camps coming back because there's going to be nowhere else to store them.
Yep.
Karen, Winnie, you had your hand up. Karen.
Yeah. So,
Karen, sorry.
Misled, you weren't here earlier when I was talking about that. Your comment says if you're naturalized, you're already a citizen. That doesn't matter to them. My sister is my sister that I live next door to in Ohio got a flyer saying she needs to go back to wherever the hell she came from. Well, she came from Florida, but they don't actually give a shit. She's just Mexican, so they don't want her here.
And actually, it doesn't matter, not just for that stupid flyer and someone being asshat. They're going to do that next. First, it will be the illegals. Then it will be naturalized citizens. But I'm going to tell you something funny. And unfortunately, it won't actually happen to this person. But someone came into the United States through a student visa and then went straight to work, didn't go to school. That's actually illegal. They then became a naturalized citizen. And you think, how can you get rid of a naturalized citizen once they're naturalized? Well, if any point during their process becoming a naturalized citizen, if you lie in the process, you can be deported. So naturally, this person can legally be deported, right? But it's Elon Musk.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, Biden can deport him.
Wait, what about Melania?
Yeah. And the kids.
Yeah.
So here's your answer.
Yeah, Baron, get the fuck out of here,
Winnie.
Oh no, that was me. It was me, or I think maybe Winnie extended my question as well. But fine, even if that, I'm different regarding your response, but still, your response is not going to be the reality, because even though you might be okay with abortion on certain circumstances, there'll be no circumstance. You could be, you could have a fetus that is deceased within your womb, and you have to carry it till term, regardless. It might, regardless of what happens to you or the fetus, you rape, incest, any of that, you're gonna have to keep it. So that's what you voted for. Good luck to you,
Christine.
It really doesn't matter if it's birth control or not, because Guess who doesn't like birth control and wants to get rid of birth control altogether? It starts with an H. It's called the Heritage Foundation. Read your Project 2025 because it's in there too. All birth control gone. So
Yep.
Rigby, you're. I think Rigby's an atheist like us. I believe, is that correct?
Yes.
And so, Rigby, aren't you concerned about Christian nationalism taking over America? You know, doesn't these things bother you? I mean, I know you're a Trump supporter, regardless of us telling you he's a rapist. That seems to go over your head. But still, aren't you concerned about all these Christian nationalist ideologies being implemented in a society which has got various different cultures in it, and then being forced in the land of the so-called free to follow these rules and regulations? Doesn't that bother you whatsoever?
I don't
You
think he
probably say
cares.
no.
He doesn't
Yeah.
realize that one day some gammon is gonna pull his door open and ask him where's he from, and then boot him in the head, because that's what happened
Yeah.
during the race riots here in the UK. They were pulling over taxi drivers and say, "Where are you from?" And they were just booting them in the head or dragging them out their car and beating the shit out of them because they were Asian.
Yeah. Yep.
So, and that will happen, and that will happen over here, because just because Americans are stupid doesn't mean the British are far from American stupidity. We're right up there with them. Okay, the English in particularly are among the stupidest people I've ever known in my fucking life. Like, at least an American has some kind of understanding of basic politics, be it local or national. Some, even if you might think they're wrong, they have it. The average English person doesn't know fuck about shit. And you try to have a conversation about them, they're just like, oh, Daily Mail, parroting points and bollocks. And so that's why I say to people like Rick, one day someone's going to open your door and boot you in the head just because you're brown.
and
It's
the
gonna happen.
leopard will eat your face.
Misled. Okay, you didn't vote, but to actually say one would just get us into complete communism, and I guess I'm just guessing you're talking about Kamala Harris here. Kind of shows you how misinformed you are, and you probably don't even know what fucking communism is. You know, it's amazing when you ask Americans what communism is. You know, they can't give you a straight answer.
They don't even know what woke is. Every time they've been asked, what define woke, and they're just like, woke is, like the woke mind virus, and
the Marxism.
They don't understand it. And it could not be any simpler. I'm just not racist, bigoted, and I'm aware of a lot of different social and financial situations that are plaguing this nation. It's that fucking simple.
You
But
could
you're
just
looking
tell
at
them
straight out. Communism, you think everything is communism, yet at the same time, you want your fucking healthcare nationalized because your insurance premiums are fisting you senseless and you're paying through the nose. Okay, and then but you don't realize that's communism. That's what socialism is. It's free healthcare, it's free education, it's everyone having a right to a house, it's workers' rights, it's equality among the masses.
fire
That's all it
department.
is. It's not there to control everything. It's just there to keep the rich in check so we don't end up where we are now. It's that fucking simple. That's all socialism is, and it's 10 times more democratic by default. Okay, everyone thinks communism, they think Stalinism, all right, and they think Maoism and all this. But even Mao, although he fucked up royally when he went after I think it was the sparrows that caused huge problems with crops and all this kind of stuff. All right, although he fucked up royally, he massively transformed China as well. They like the level of poverty that was in China was just incredible. But even him, amongst his shittiness, managed to transform. Here, nobody's transforming anything. We are rotting down to levels of poverty. It's like, I can't speak for the US, but in the UK, we are fucking now poorer. We've passed the Victorian era. People here have less money now than when they did when we were in the fucking feudal period. And you lot want to sit there and go, oh, communism fucking bad. Under Russian communism, especially after the reforms in the 1950s onwards after Stalin's death, they had a way better standard of living than you lot do now. So spare me on the communism fucking shit. Yeah, it was mishandled, but our system isn't mishandled. The
And
only
you
time
lost them.
growth was post-war for about 30 years until the fucking neoliberals came in and destroyed everything.
You
So
lost them at
just deal
feudal.
with that.
You lost them at feudal. And
You did.
socialism and communism aren't the same thing. If you like your fire department, if you like your schools, if you like your roads, if you like your police department, those are all paid by taxes. That is what is called
Your military. The military, you love to fucking
military.
fellatio on a regular basis. Yeah, that's all paid for
Mhm.
by taxes. Hello, Kari
Yeah,
Hughes, by the way. I haven't seen her in a long time. Good to see you, sweetheart. I hope you're feeling better. I hope you're going well. I believe she was going through some issues, and it's been a while since we've seen each other. Good to see her again.
I've looked in depth at the Bolshevik. Again, like I said, the early days of communism was rough. It was very rough, but they had a mountain of shit to climb, and they were shits as well, you know. But they still brought in huge rights for women, even in the early days, and workers' rights, and owning the means of production. All right. And like I said, you want to read from the reforms from the 50s onwards, how massively they changed. Again, and also, let's be perfectly honest, there were huge sanctions imposed on communist countries by the West, which restricted their trading and is what eventually led to their collapse because they
Like
couldn't trade
Venezuela.
anywhere. They were restricted. And you ask the Russians at the time how much they fucking hate Gorbachev and Yeltsin for dismantling the
Yeah.
USSR, because what happened, and in fact, if you want some fun reading, see what happened after the Red Wall fell in Russia, and what happened to Russia when they went full blown capitalist, because that is a very harrowing read, and that's where they're living the conditions that they feel to this day.
It's same with the people on the other side of the Berlin Wall. Like they were living under communism as well, and then Berlin Wall came down. They're supposed to embrace capitalism and shit like that, but they had no fucking money, because they were looked after by their governments and stuff. And all of a sudden now this whole new world they have to embrace. It's just it wasn't as fantastic as it was supposed to seem. I mean, we looked at it as a great thing because obviously the propaganda on our side of things, but the people in East Berlin, it was fucking nightmare for them.
Yeah, I mean, look, let's be honest. A lot of like Soviet satellite countries like East Germany and things like that, they didn't have it great. But again, that was because of massive sanctions and of course because of the threat of the West, there was a lot of authoritarianism. I'm not going to sit there and paint. But even after the wall fell down, even and to this day, the east side of Germany still feels the economic hardships to this day. They haven't really improved. Like, I mean, they did improve, don't get me wrong, but they're still like the kind of more porous sections of Germany to this day. So, and that's why you're seeing in that side of Germany how a lot of them now voting for the far right. So they're back in Germany.
Cara Hughes again. Hi guys, I don't know. I see problems with the UK. Yeah, trust me, we got a lot of problems. And the thing that the president-elect only cares about himself. Yeah, he, me, myself, and I. That's regarding Donald Trump.
Yeah.
And another thing, women and men that care about women in the States should worry about is the Heritage Foundation has also been very upfront about trying to take the vote from women.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't put it past them. I just want to go back to this. Yeah. Again, they murdered landlords, they murdered Christians, they murdered capitalists. They like I said, it was a real shit at the beginning. But don't paint us as some kind of angels, because I mean, you're the nation that wiped out the natives. You have starved South America of their own self-determination and freedom. In the UK, we fucking invented concentration camps. We've killed millions upon millions of Indians and Bangladeshis and Africans. So,
Yeah,
and that was the name of profit.
Don't forget they enslaved the Africans as well.
Camps were in South Africa, right? When the British went down there to fight the
Boers.
The Boers, yeah.
The Boers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also,
well, nobody's perfect. But the thing is, it's all right because she does acknowledge it, like down at the bottom. It is true. Yeah, nobody's perfect. We're not, and I'm not somebody that hearkens to the past to say that we have to do the communism exactly like that. No, like I said, I'm a socialist, And times change. You have to understand certain rules and regulations can't be applied the same as they were 100 years ago. But the basic tenets of socialism are workers should own the means of production, more kind of say in the workplace, better equality for men, women, anything you identify as, you know, good wages to live by. Everyone has a right to a house. Everyone has a right to free education. Everyone has a right to healthcare. Stuff that at one point we used to do until Margaret Thatcher came in. So I'm just saying, you know, we had socialism for a long time here in the UK, even under right-wing governments, because they knew that it was you couldn't just take these things away. It was a long process, but then Thatcher did. And
That's why.
Yeah.
That's why I'm worried about Pierre Poilievre. He's a conservative leader here in Canada. He desperately wants to get into power. He's a Trump dick sucker. He's modeling himself after him. He's waging a lie campaign. He's blaming things on Trudeau that the premiers of provinces are doing, not Trudeau, because he has no control over them. He basically gives what, and they're believing it. A lot of people are believing it. He wants to ban abortion. He wants, you know, basically any checks and balances about, you know, polluting the air and the land and the water. He's going to get rid of that. He sucks the oil field cocks. He's a horrible individual. He takes bribes. I hate him. And I hope he doesn't get in, but up until then, I'm pretty happy that I live here because it is a democratic social society. And I can tell you the way things are right now aren't perfect, but it's a pretty good, goddamn pretty good place to live. And it's not like the States. It's social.
Yeah.
I also want to add to this comment because she said they murdered Christians and stuff people to death. Let me just remind you that it won't happen there because the Christians are the majority of Americans. You know, the Christians are the people running your goddamn country. Why would they want to kill themselves? You know, so this particular comment is absolutely absurd. And Cara Hughes, you're welcome, by the way. You're welcome.
Was just talking about like what the communists did there. You don't think that could happen here? Kind of thing. Well, oh no, I'm sorry. Yeah, I get what you mean. Sorry, Zam, my bad. But no, I mean, we said so. You swap out Christians for natives. Yeah, look, violence against minorities is going to skyrocket now, as well. We're already seeing people just Cheeto.
Excuse me, I am Donald Jesus Trump. I'm here to thank all my hombres for supporting me in this election. I can't wait to deport you. I mean, thank you personally. Give me your information. Elon, sending me your information.
They've always run America, dude. You know about?
Yeah.
Who's gonna make their fucking taco nacho bowls now? Who is gonna do that?
Who's gonna cut their grass?
Elon, maybe Elon's robots.
I'd say that we're getting robots now. So
he'll get the
US are up 1,500. We don't fucking want Americans.
Just get the illegal.
I'm heading that way, boys.
Okay, they always say that after an election. Nobody actually ever does a damn thing.
That's true.
So.
Nobody actually does.
It's true.
If they do the mass deportation that they say they're going to do, it's estimated that, pardon me again, that means 1 in 8 workers in the field of making homes and gathering fruit and vegetables will be gone. So if you think your food prices are high now and it's impossible for you to buy a house now, wait for it.
Yeah,
I had an American in my cab today. She was in England for a holiday, and while she was in England, the whole election thing happened, and now I was taking her back to the airport, and she was dreading going back to America because she voted for Kamala and all of that. I felt really sorry for her. And regarding the Google searches, I can understand that. Maybe not everyone's going to leave, but London itself has like over 100,000 Americans. There's not a week that goes by that I don't have an American person in my cab, whether they be living in this country or just visiting or on holiday or something like that. So yeah, if they want to, if they want to come in, I have no problems with that.
No, it's good for you. So
yeah,
as long as they keep making you money, then that's good.
Yeah,
so
come
I'll
in.
walk my comment back.
I've listened to some lives and I've been in some lives, and a lot of women are upset and scared, and some of them are like, well, I'll be safe, I'm in a blue state, and I'm like,
Not gonna matter.
no, it's not gonna matter. And I'm like, listen, when it happens, because it will, you can come stay at my house and I'll drive you to the clinic and you can stay here and recover for free.
I want to go to this comment here because this one here, by the way, there's now the possibility that Trump will pardon Diddy because they're good friends.
No, he might. I guarantee you. You know what? If Diddy somehow dies under mysterious circumstances, and this has happened twice,
good to see you again. Yeah. Sorry,
both these nonces have died. Epstein and if Diddy dies as well under Trump's presidency, there's no coincidence there, is there? He's just covering his back. And it's amazing. It's amazing how often, the MAGA have been using Epstein and now recently Diddy as a way of targeting the Democrats. Like they're just so oblivious to their guy who's been mingling with these motherfuckers for years.
They showed a picture of Kamala Harris with Diddy at some event, and it's like, do you remember he came to the White House? Do you remember that when Trump was there? She posed with a famous person like every politician does, but he actually came to the White House. But you're gonna ignore that, right?
No, I don't think I'm not sure if that picture was real because they had a picture of her with her husband and then they photoshopped it and they put Diddy's head over it, and then they showed you the real picture and the Photoshop, and then the only thing different was the head and hands because obviously they darkened the hands and changed the head.
But even if it were real, right? Politicians pose for photos with famous people all the time. It's just a photo. But Diddy actually went to the White House and chatted with your president while he was the president. I mean, people are willfully ignorant and blind to the shit that's going on. And I think it was kind of lucky for Trump when he got pew-pewed in the ear, which didn't happen, by the way, that the day before that happened, Epstein's files from 2008, the ones in Florida, came out. Guess whose name was all over that? Well, we can't put that in the news cycle. So what's better than a pedo headline? An attempted assassination. So let's try that one.
Yeah, I would not put it past them.
I like this comment here. I'm moving close to Zam and opening a biscuits and gravy restaurant. Thank you very much.
Yo, Vance, you are welcome.
And see you later, Cara. Stay safe. Always good to hear from her.
Yeah, and Rick, there is no appeasing the Biden and the left has nothing to do with it. We're the ones saying if he broke the law, fucking stick him in jail. It's as simple as that. It's appeasing the center right because that's all there is now.
Oh no! Now the election's over. Trump has got now faced the sentencing under what's that name guy? That guy who's adjudicating him. I can't remember his name. He's got a very bog standard Christian white man's name.
Like Keith David.
I don't know, but I'm going to be moving on now from politics, guys, if that's all right. I just wanted to allocate an hour to that. Alex Rosen is the shit. I don't. Yeah, is that what they're called? Anyway, so moving on. I want to go into Star Wars because Jesus Christ.
I saw that news, Ginger. I about lost my shit.
Say that again.
I said I saw that news, and like when you said something about Star Wars, I was like, oh shit. Oh shit.
So Simon Kinberg has been hired to produce and write a Star Wars trilogy. And if those of you that aren't aware who Simon Kinberg is, let's just say he did X-Men Dark Phoenix. and he was also the producer of the X-Men films and the writer of the X-Men films. And unless you've got a strong director behind it, he's just absolute trash. Absolute trash. He also did a film after that, which was absolute garbage. I can't remember. I think it had 4 female protagonists in it, but it's dog shit. And this guy is now in charge of one of the biggest franchises. How do these fuckers keep failing upwards? I mean, Dark Phoenix was such a bad film. He managed to surpass Brett Ratner for making the worst X-Men film. And here we are. He's got Star Wars. I mean, Christ, Cheeto, your thoughts?
Oh my God. I mean, that's exactly it. Failing upwards. How? I need to learn this mentality. I need to learn this skill. God damn it. I mean, every bad X-Men movie had his thumbprints all over it. Let's be real. We all love the X-Men, right? But not the movies, I'm talking just the X-Men in general. But if you go back and you look how the X-Men in they were mid to okay at best.
Got my angel here. You can probably see my Phoenix right up there. So yes, I'm a huge X-Men fan.
Well, I know that.
Simon Kinberg is to me is what Kurtzman was to a lot of Trek fans in the beginning. Obviously, for you lot, he's improved. I know, but yeah, there you go. Okay, and yeah, a lot of the X-Men films. Look,
I could name 2 that were actually good.
First Class was the best one. X-Men 2, and the rest are forgettable. To be perfectly honest, except
I thought Days of Future Past was excellent.
I thought it was okay.
I thought that's probably my favorite one of the lot.
Oh no, First Class and X-Men 2 are probably the better ones, I would say. And as I said, but the thing is that when those original X-Men movies were coming out, especially the first 3, we were so desperate for comic book stuff because we had Spider-Man, we didn't even have Punisher or Ghost Rider yet. We had Spider-Man, X-Men,
you didn't have
Blade.
Spider-Man yet. When the first X-Men film came out.
Well, no, I meant just that original trilogy came out.
Huh? Oh, right.
That was right before the MCU kicked off. So we were we had the Ang Lee's Hulk, and I know how you feel about that, Ginger, but let's be honest, it's not that great.
I liked it. I liked it. It was
but
weird. It was different. I'm not saying it's awesome, but I enjoyed it.
And that's fine. You can enjoy it. I'm not saying that you're bad for enjoying it. I know you enjoyed it, but I'm just for a lot of us, it was
oh, sure. No, I understand that.
It gave us Eric Bana, though, who's kind of disappeared recently. But
yeah, because Eric Bana was not that great. I'm sorry. In that movie, he was not that great.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Particularly memorable. Him and Liv Tyler weren't that memorable, but I did like a lot of the action.
I liked him in Black Hawk Down.
I
liked him in Black Hawk Down.
Yeah,
no, he wasn't with Liv Tyler in that movie. It was somebody else. Liv Tyler was Liv Tyler.
Liv Tyler was in the Edward Norton one.
Edward Norton one.
It was Jennifer Connelly.
Oh no, you're right. It was
can't even remember.
Jennifer Connelly.
Oh my god.
Sorry, guys. Yeah, you're right. My bad. Yeah. My bad.
But yeah, I mean, but you're right. If I know that it's going to drive some people in the chat nuts, but if Kurtzman never improved it really, and actually got worse, he would be the Alex Kurtzman of the X-Men era. You know what I mean? Because at least Star Trek's gotten better over time, whereas we saw progressively get worse, and with some decent movies in there, First Class and X-Men 2 and Days of Future Past for some. But it's what are the other ones?
Logan.
Yeah. I don't think he had much to do with Logan. Was he even on Logan?
Oh no, he had nothing to do with Logan.
Wolverine was alright.
Yeah, I'll take that back.
And you know what? Look, I know this, and I'm going to be controversial here. I don't dislike X-Men 3. I find it enjoyable to watch. It's an enjoyable.
That's why we don't take you seriously, Sam.
Yeah, very well.
No, that's fine. That's fine. For some people they enjoyed it, but it was a huge step down. It was short for what it was.
Juggernaut, bitch.
The mutant Juggernaut, not even the actual the eye of, or the, what is it, the eye of Sidorak? What is it, the eye, or no, it's
Sidorak crystal.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, Sidorak gem of Sidorak.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, I know it's Sidorak, but yeah, like I mean, you know, yeah, they give us a mutant
Yes, Rusty,
juggernaut.
this is why we're called NerdTube, because this is what we mainly deal with. You
We
get
know
1
we
hour
know
of
them, okay?
politics, minus election stuff, and then the rest is yes, Christine.
That's why I gotta go because I don't know any of this, so I don't
Oh,
want to
no
just sit
worries.
here.
Lovely to see you.
Thanks. It was great seeing you. I can't wait for next time. All right, guys.
Yeah.
Bye.
Have a great
Bye,
night.
Christine.
Bye.
Winnie, your thoughts?
I know he did the like 20 episodes or so. He executive produced Twilight Zone recently. That was
Oh,
the worst
God,
shit I've ever seen in my life, and I love Twilight Zone. So yeah, I'm not looking forward to this being good, but like things in that universe anyway haven't really been good. So like I don't know.
I mean, normally the saying would be it can't get any worse, but it really can under Simon Kinberg. It really
can.
It really can. He's that bloody awful that I just, you know, I mean, to be fair, look, I've pretty much given up on Star Wars anyway because everyone other
Exactly.
than Gilroy, I just don't like anyway. I don't give a shit about Favreau and I don't give a shit about fucking fan service Filoni. And, you know, I mean, Kennedy, like, that's the thing. You got Kennedy, and then for the X-Men franchise, you had Lauren Schuler Donna. Well, she was in it, a Fox executive. And they're both just so fucking incompetent, but they just kept failing upwards. Lauren Schuler Donna, even now to this day, is like, what is she going to be executive producing now? I'll forget. I'll come back to you. I'll give the floor to you guys.
Skeleton Crew, baby.
all I know, like, yeah, like Kathleen Kennedy has got some bomb ass blackmail on Iger because the way, like, the crap that she has, and look, I didn't hate the sequel trilogy as much as most people. I didn't like it, but I didn't hate it as much as a lot of people did. The shows are hit or miss, but for the backlash that she's gotten and for her to still have a job is absolutely astronomically insane. Like the backlash is just so bad. Even if they fired her, could you imagine the PR? Could you imagine the PR that they would have if they got rid of her?
Who, Kennedy?
Yeah.
Oh my god, it would be like but if they did fire her, all the fans will just be like, oh, in the street celebrating,
like at the end of episode 1 on Naboo.
Yeah, exactly.
What I would do is if hopefully I'll get somebody to spill the beans that she's going to be fired the next day, then I'll just buy a shitload of stock in Lucasfilms and then watch her get fired. And trust me, the stock will fucking skyrocket. You know,
Absolutely.
because she's got so much negative publicity. Yeah, without a doubt, she would be a good thing, a good feeling vibe for her to be sacked. And nothing good comes from her. Nothing memorable apart from Rogue One. Really, apart from that, nothing memorable's come from her.
Yeah, and what annoys me is she's also still gets her name attached to Deadpool and Wolverine, even though she had nothing to do with it. And she's going to be producing Lethal Weapon 5.
Wait, how did she get her name attached to Deadpool and Wolverine?
Because she's still a Fox executive.
Oh.
So when you're still an executive there, you can just have your name attached to it.
Oh, I know. Because Deadpool referenced her directly. When Deadpool's like, fuck, now Disney gets cheap. That's when that was a direct reference to her.
Oh.
Brilliant.
Riker's playful.
Is he? What's he trying to chew on you? Is he? Dirty little git. Sorry, I'm just going through some comments over here. Bear with me.
The power of one, the power of two, the power of many. Zam loves that episode. That's like Zam's favorite episode.
I can't get over that, you know. And what annoyed me about that series as well is that all the anti-woke motherfuckers, it was really hard to, I'm not saying argue with them, but some of their shit, like all the shit they justify, you know, for hating on women or lesbians and gays and people of color being in anything, it was all mashed up in that one fucking episode. All the worst fucking elements was in that worst episode because you had multicultural lesbians doing this shit and it was so bad. You know, how are you gonna argue with these motherfuckers? It was bad, but I just don't want to generalize just because like you could have turned them into white men and it wouldn't have been better. That's how I look at it. I try to tell them that
Wait
if
a
white
minute.
men did the same
White
shit, it
men,
wouldn't have improved.
lesbians singing songs?
white men who are all like fucking, you know, part of Hustlers University, you know, all macho guys who like bang women on the side, you know, so they are straight as well. Just
Oh,
want to
so
make sure
Congress,
of that.
okay.
Yeah, exactly. They could have done the same shit and they wouldn't have improved it. So it's more to do with the script than the people involved in, you know, having to churn out that material. But regardless, that was really bad. That was like some of the worst Star Wars I've ever seen in my entire life. It was really fucking
and that
bad.
will go down in infamy and be remembered more than anything else that they've produced in this period, and that's just sad, really. But with Kimberg, just fuck me, man. This is like, okay, well, I'm not gonna bother with it because unless they get a really powerful director behind it that keeps him in check, then I just can't see it. I just can't see people getting interested behind it. You know, they're
I
gonna
mean,
have to.
it's over for Star Wars. I mean,
It's over.
I'm still gonna live in my video game Star Wars universe where like the games are still pretty good,
Mhm.
and even in the retro games, those are really good. Like I'm gonna live there. That's where I'm living.
Same.
We've had a lot of series, you know, since the Mandalorian's come. I don't think we've had any movies whatsoever. I'm in the mood for a Star Wars film. I want
We
to
haven't
get
had one since 2019.
exactly. So it's been a long time. So it will be over 6 years because we're not going to get one this year. So
Well, and
yeah,
you know what's coming
I
out.
want a Star Wars movie.
Just not going to get one because I know Kennedy and Kimberg are just going to end up clashing, and Kimberg will end up getting fired because that's what happens all the time. That's why we haven't had a film in 5 years because Kennedy just keeps fucking everything up. You know, I do like the look of Skeleton Crew. Like, I'll get my nephews to watch that because that's giving me Goonies vibes and all that. But that's because you have John Watts, who gave us the greatest Spider-Man trilogy in the world. And so they've got a good fucking director behind that, and that's why it looks good. And that's what you need. You can't have fucking Kimberg at the helm.
No, they did just wrap filling on Mandalorian and Grogu.
The
Oh
film.
yeah, that was supposed to be a film. Yeah.
It is a film. They just wrapped filming on that. So, and look, I'm not excited for it. I kind of think like the Mandalorians ran its course. You know what I mean? Like I think the little shit should have gone off with Luke and stayed gone. I think the Mandalorian should have done, you know, bounty hunter stuff and kind of what they were aiming to do originally.
Boba Fett and Mandalorian, like when we get them, seeing them do a bit of bounty hunting, like we saw the pilot episode and we saw that one special episode on the Book of Boba Fett. That was like the best of the Mandalorian we ever saw. We never saw Boba Fett do any fucking bounty hunting in his series whatsoever.
He was just the mayor of Mos Eisley. That's all he was.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even good.
No, it was just, I fucking hate that Book of Boba Fett. That was just. Anyway, good news for you Star Trek fans because this bodes well overall for future projects. Paramount posts 49 million streaming profit amid gain of 3.5 million subscribers. Film unit swings back to black. So for those of you that don't know, Paramount, and then in the midst of maybe getting bought by is it Blue Sky Entertainment or something like that?
No, Skydance.
Sorry, Blue Sky's a bloody app. Sorry. The Hollywood giant posted second quarterly direct-to-consumer profit in a row, blah, 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 blah. And of course, we have the awesome Tulsa King here. If you're not watching Tulsa King, what is wrong with you? It's fantastic. Final episode comes out this week. Me and Zam will be reviewing
apparently, it might not be the final episode. I've been hearing there's 10. Some people have said there's 10 episodes this season.
Oh, I've only seen 9 listed.
Really? I hope. I mean, if that's the case, fair enough.
I'll look it up.
It might be a double episode. It might be a long one.
Yeah, because people were telling me on the Facebook, because I posted it on the Facebook group, and my God, we got so much feedback on the Tulsa King Facebook group. And people were telling me there's 10 episodes. So I was like, okay, well,
they're probably trolling you.
Great. I hope.
Great,
I mean, I thought it was 9, but fair enough. If there's 10, there's 10.
No, that's fine. Well, okay then be we're still reviewing it every Monday anyway. I won't read the rest of the article. I just wanted to show that it's making profit, and that just bodes well for future projects moving forward. I mean, they did have the disaster of Transformers 1, which is a shame because if you haven't seen it, it's actually really good. And I said if they took Bumblebee out, it would have been a perfect 10 film. Because Bumblebee and his jokes ruined the film.
Just so you know, Tulsa King is 10 episodes.
Excellent.
Season 1 was 9. Season 2 is 10. Is what I'm looking at right now online.
Oh, because Google was just showing me 9 episodes for some stupid reason. But
I mean, I'm on my app, my TV Time app. So I mean, maybe my app's wrong, but even Daniel Vance confirmed it.
Maybe you're looking at season 1, Ginge.
No, it was season 2. It was but Google was just showing me 9 episodes.
Because Google sucks.
Yeah, they do. They suck. It's not the first time they've done that. They did it with Only Murders in the Building, where they said it was 10 episodes and it fucking wasn't. It was 8. But Kit's here. Hello. My one just ran out the room.
Probably because it's Winnie's.
Yeah.
This is Leo Bear.
Hello, Leo
looks like we got another contestant for the Golden Glasses Pet of the Year.
Absolutely.
Can you look this one?
Okay, that's all my stories that I wanted to cover. You guys, what have you guys got? Anything on your dockets?
Not really. Go ahead, Zam.
No, just saying regarding Paramount Plus, it's seeing that picture of the Tulsa King, and I'm thinking to myself, damn, I mean, that show has become so popular. It's one of the most popular things for Paramount Plus, as well as obviously having Star Trek. But Yellowstone's coming back in a few days. They're going to finish off season 5. I can't wait for that. Anything Taylor Sheridan does is fantastic. I did have a look at that Landman trailer. I'll be honest with you, I'm not 100% feeling it, but it could still be good. Yeah, Billy Bob Thornton, I like him, but I never really fully been. I just never been a total fan of his. He's
okay. He's like John Malkovich, like just fine, nothing special, kind of thing. But
exactly. But I mean, but regardless, like I said, Lioness is good, and some of the other series I've watched, which has got his name on it, and all the Yellowstone prequels were fantastic. So yeah, anything that he does, I will watch because it's thoroughly enjoyable. The production value is good, and if it's got action scenes, they tend to be like movie level quality as well. So
yeah. That guy has just basically I'll just call him Mr. Paramount because that's what he is, Mr. Paramount, and he's excellent. He's fucking excellent. Can you imagine Star Wars under him? Oh my god, it'll be awesome. Or at least Bob Mandalorian under him.
I've always said I want actually. I told the Cheeto this in the past. I want Jonathan Frakes to direct a Star Wars movie. You know,
no,
I think because he's sci-fi. I think he do a good job.
I think trial him on an episode or two of something and see how he does there.
Yeah,
fair enough.
I mean, look, he's great on Star Trek. He always knocks it out of the. Yeah, he always knocks. Yeah. Frakes always knocks it out of the park on Star Trek, but that's because he's lived that life for decades. It's easy for us to. Oh, go ahead, Judge.
You're not seeing the Thunderbirds movie.
Yeah, look, you can have people have duds. I'm not doubting that, but the Star Wars movie, the Star Trek movies he made, like First Contact. I think he directed all of them, didn't he?
No, he did not direct Nemesis. Thank God.
Really?
He did First Contact and Insurrection, which Insurrection was kind of that one went through a lot of writing issues. So I mean, that one I don't know if I could actually blame Frakes on that because he didn't write it. First Contact was pretty much Frakes' baby. Or Insurrection.
First Contact, yeah. First Contact is his pinnacle in my opinion. And it's one of the best. one of the best Star Trek movies ever, as well. By the way, your cat looks like the cat that plays the piano.
Mine?
No, Ginger's cat. When I saw it, and holding it like that, I can imagine it playing the piano. Remember that old meme? Oh, yeah.
She's yes. Always starve for attention. Don't bite my wires, you stupid cow.
I feel like when you're trying to make me say something stupid by bringing out the cat.
I tell you what, though, with my cat, Oh, gratuitous pussy shot right there. There you go. What you wanted, Rusty. I'll tell you what, with my cat, that she's ridiculously clever. Like, I remember I was telling you guys that if the door's not open, she'll just poo in the bath and all that. But now, when she wheezes in the bath, she wheezes down the plug hole, like directly into the plug hole.
Lovely.
She's tried the toilet a couple of times, but she keeps missing. But she's smart
So
little fucker.
just to go back to Star Wars directors, what about these guys like the people who do John Wick or Gareth Evans? You know, if they directed a Star Wars movie based on Jedi and Sith, you could imagine the choreography would be next fucking level. You know, when it comes to the fight scenes,
I'd love it. That's what I
love
mean.
it.
You need to bring in like those kind of people to do a Star Wars. Star Wars, it's not that it needs to be like fucking family friendly, blah blah blah. It just needs to be grandiose with the epic action scenes and great fights and choreography. That's what Star Wars needs. It doesn't need
Bring in the
stupid,
person who did John Wick.
yeah, just get the person
That'd
that
be
did John
good.
Wick.
How
Like,
to
just-
crypto? Sorry,
Hmm?
go on, Cheeto.
I was just gonna say,
I'll-
I mean, because I mean, you know, just make it like a smuggling movie and just bring in somebody with John Wick or Bounty Hunter. They do a good Bounty Hunter movie.
Yeah, I would love to see Gun Fu with fucking blasters. That would be sick.
Bring it on, hell yeah!
Bring it on.
Hey Kennedy,
you know
hire
what?
us and fire yourself.
You know, just edit your name and put an N at the end, and then you'll be a proper nerd, but you'll be How to Krypton. But politics suck. Stick to what you know. Well, we are. We're big nerds. We're talking nerds.
And I mean, trust me, there's plenty of people on this channel, period, that know politics very well. I am not claiming to be one of them, by the way, not at all.
I live it. It's my job. Politics is my fucking job. It's my literal job for the charity I work for. Is politics. So, you know.
He just watches American politics for sport.
Yeah, I just watch it. It's like my entertainment, the shit show that is America. It's my entertainment. Whereas British politics is my fucking rage because I have to live it through every day and I want to punch things. And, you know, when you're sitting there and you have families coming up to you that giving them a £20 voucher for participating in a workshop that you're doing and they're breaking down in tears and it means everything to them, you know, that's where you know just how fucked the system is. So that's all I'll say about that. But yeah, anybody going to be buying what's the bloody game called? Dragon Age: The Veilguard.
Nope, never played a Dragon Age game.
No, okay. I played Dragon Age 2. I really enjoyed that. But this Veilguard looks absolute shit. I don't know if anyone's looked at it.
I've heard people say that it I think the early either early reviews or early like not promotion.
beta or
yeah,
whatever.
the beta testers, yeah. They're saying it's garbage.
Yeah. It just from everything I've seen, it's just like what a fucking disappointment. You know, yeah, Rusty, American politics, it is just a show. It's a
really
show.
But yeah. Okay. Anyone else got anything else to talk about?
I have some Nintendo news, and I also wanted to talk about Borderlands, if that's okay.
Okay.
So first off, Nintendo's newest Mario and Luigi Brothership came out. It's their latest RPG for that series. I just want to get on everybody else's bandwagon. I put the disc in today. I started playing it, and you know how you play games in the same series and they have the same sort of button mapped, you know, it's you push A for this and whatever. Luigi is not B anymore. That is so frustrating. It's such a little thing, but like it's a quality thing. Like I'm so used to pushing B to make Luigi do things. It is not a thing anymore.
Savages. Can you not map the buttons?
No. So we're hoping that we get an update, but we cannot map the buttons. So we're kind of screwed.
I saw that game was coming out. So and I saw somebody on Twitch playing it before or recently. It
came out yesterday.
I've seen them, unless it was a different game that I was watching. It was Mario and Luigi. I thought it was Brothership or something like that. Is there another one?
Brothership is the newest one. There's a Super Saga, which was the first one. So there's been a few.
I mean, I'm watching it and I'm kind of just like, I was kind of iffy on it. It looked older. That's why I thought it was something that was from before.
It was probably the one that Winnie said, the earlier
The
one.
Super Saga, yeah.
Maybe, yeah.
But
So,
Brothership,
yeah.
the only thing putting me off from that is the turn-based.
Yeah, that's because
that's how they
because you're
are.
a loser.
Yeah. Got it.
All of those specific games sort of have just been turn-based.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that. But anyway, carry on. Sorry.
The second thing is I finally got I don't have it yet, but I got my hands on an Alarmo. I'm super excited. Nintendo came out with an alarm clock, basically. The only downsides are you have to have a Nintendo Switch Online account to use it.
And you have to wake up to it. Like, you have to wake up.
Yes.
I don't want to...
You have to get up.
Yeah.
So there's gestures like that you can do, like to like wave him off and snooze it or whatever. If you stand up, it'll turn the alarm completely off, which is kind of really awesome. You can set it for like Pikmin to wake you up. You can set it for different Mario games. Like, I'm super excited. It was $100, so it's kind of out there, but I think it's going to be really fun.
You got to do a review of it. You got to review it.
I will. As soon as I get it, I will.
Just do a review.
You know, I just want to comment about that mapping of the buttons. As somebody who's played a variety of Assassin's Creed games, they never keep the buttons the same. Like 1 minute triangle is assassinate, now then it's square for the next game, and now in the most recent games it's R1, which really why did they keep
isn't that infuriating? Why?
It's very infuriating. And running as well. Like in the most recent game, Assassin's Creed Mirage, you have to press down on L3, the L stick, before you just have to press the right trigger to start running.
Yeah, I hate when you have to push on the sticks to do anything. No. I'm like, no.
I don't mind for maybe a sniper game, but not for running. You know what I mean? Or something like that.
I mean, I guess, sniping might be. I mean, like something like zooming or something like that.
No, L2 for aim, R2 for shoot.
No,
yes,
L2
always
for
R2
aim.
For shoot.
No, you're right. L2 for aim, R2 for shooting, but maybe hit the R3 button to maybe zoom in on your
yeah,
scope.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah,
and
I can't stand that.
I also wanted to talk about this Power World lawsuit thing that Nintendo's got.
Oh yeah, how's that going?
We finally got some information on like exactly what the lawsuit is entailing. One is that you have to throw a Pokeball. It's called a Power World or Pow Sphere, but it's a Pokeball that you're throwing to catch the animals. So that was patented, and they're pissed off about that. The second thing is that there's, when you throw a Pokeball versus an Ultra Ball, there's math behind it. If you use an Ultra Ball, you're more likely to catch it. Well, that same sort of thing is happening in Power World, and that was patented. And then
wait, the RNG behind catching something is
yes.
How do they patent math?
Like, I don't know.
How do they patent probability?
That one got me too. I love my Nintendo, but that one got me too. They patented it. And then the actual act of the animal in the sphere is obviously patented, which duh. Not to mention, they're not even going after them for like the literal Pokemon that are literally in the game. Like they left that alone for whatever reason. But so
they didn't have a case for that one. That's why they left that one alone. That's why they're only going after the patents.
I see.
Yeah.
So they're only suing them for $65,000 American dollars in damage. So that's really not a lot.
65,000. That's it.
That's it. So
I
mean, remember they went after that guy. They went after that guy, the dolphin guy who was doing all the
emulators.
Emulators. He's got millions of dollars. They're only going after them for 65. It was like 10 million yen, which is like 65,000 US dollars.
They made that in the first second that game came out.
Yes, exactly. So,
but would it also mean that they'll have to update the game to get rid of the Pokeballs?
Yeah, they'll have to. They're trying not to let the game be sold at all in Japan. They don't have a case for the rest of the world, but they're trying for Japan to not let it be sold at all. And yes, they'll have to change those basic mechanics
Right. Well, the
for the
thing
rest
is,
of the world.
I mean, the reason why Power World came out is because the guys that made it are Pokemon fans, and
Right.
the Pokemon games that Nintendo have been producing have been shit.
Yeah,
They're
absolutely.
broken garbage,
Mhm.
and nobody likes them. Like I tried, I can't remember which one it was, Violet or whatever the last
that was
couple
the
were.
most
An open
recent.
world one, and yeah, and it was just broken piece of shit.
It's
You
the
know.
same. Well, they fixed those early bugs that were happening, but basically most Pokemon games have been the same as they always were,
They're the
as they
same,
always
yeah.
are gonna be. I would say for those people that don't like those games anymore with the galaxy and fighting the teams or whatever, go to Pokemon Legends Arceus, because that one was pretty badass.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, they should just do a Pokemon where you just play as the Pokemon. What the fuck do I need to play as a human? You know.
You've got those with the dungeon series, mystery dungeon series, but they're not quite the same.
Yeah, I was
You
about to
need,
say
like,
you
big,
probably
like,
don't have
open
that
world
type
kind
of.
of
It's a
Zelda
dungeon
thing
crawler,
like Pokemon.
probably almost.
Yes, it is. It is, and you're fighting.
I just want
You're
to run out
fighting
the world
Pokemon.
as Pikachu and just start zapping people. I want to
Yeah,
be like
just
Squirtle.
they should just do Pokemon kill humans. That's what
Yes.
the game
Like-
should be. Where they take their revenge. They fucking put me in a ball, will you, mate? And then you finish by putting them in a ball that actually just crashes.
I just want to be a Squirtle, run up to people, spray on people's crotches, and be like, "Why'd you piss yourself, mate?" And then
Right.
Honestly,
Nut! And they just throw nuts at them.
when I was watching Pokemon, a part of me had a real issue to accept it because I just looked at it as animal abuse. You know,
Yeah.
like it's like cockfighting, but with Pokemon.
yeah,
Right,
it
that's
really
true.
is.
That's what it
That's
is.
true. I mean, PETA had a whole thing on that like a few years ago, probably 10 years ago. So
And so when I watch Pokemon the movie, and there's Ash crying because he's fighting Mew, and the Pokemon are like fighting in a way that makes him upset, I'm thinking to myself, why is that version of fighting making you upset when you guys are constantly electrocuting each other and burning each other and stuff like that? Like, what the hell? Like, it's just so stupid. Yeah.
I
So
think that's why, like in Detective Pikachu or like the newer series, Pokemon are helping now. They're not, they're helping us build our cities and do whatever.
They
They're
weren't
not
gonna do it.
fighting as much anymore. I
That's
mean,
right.
that's still a big part of it, but it's
Well,
not.
I was saying in Detective Pikachu, they did have a fighting, but it was illegal.
Uh-huh.
So it's like,
Exactly.
I don't mind that. I mean, I get it because Pokemon is based on battling. Like,
Hey, William.
so yeah, I get that, and I love Detective Pikachu. I know Ginger doesn't like Ryan Reynolds all that much, but I thought that was a great
That movie. I don't like Ryan Reynolds
watched
either, but
it.
I loved that movie. So
Yeah, I really liked the movie. I thought it was really well done, and they
Mhm.
keep on stalling on Detective Pikachu 2, and I'm like, I kind of want to see it. I
Yeah.
kind of do.
I really
Why
liked
are they
the
stalling on
real life look of the real Pokemon.
They did a really
So,
good job of adapting from cartoon to real life. What'd you say, Ginge?
yes.
I'm sorry, I missed what you said.
Why aren't they doing the second one? What's going on? Why are
They just
stalling?
keep stalling on. I think it's because Ryan Reynolds is doing all these other projects.
Mhm.
Like I think
fair
that
enough. Well, they can
yeah.
just fucking not have Ryan Reynolds in it. Get
that
someone
would be
else.
nice, but I think he's kind of like the
He's Pikachu, so
yeah, he's Pikachu now. Yeah, I know. This is the second character he's adopted after becoming popular. Deadpool
Mhm.
first, and then Nolan North was the first Deadpool.
Yeah, exactly. Did you play Willie? Did you play Echoes of Wisdom?
it's in my backlog. I have not played it.
Oh, it's so good.
Unfortunately.
That's my game of the year. It was
Okay.
awesome.
I'll have to play. I
Yeah.
know I saw something in the news about that today. They were getting sold or something. But
Who is?
Who's getting sold?
the developers that made that, if I remember correctly.
Who's buying the developers then?
I didn't look at the article. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
It's okay. I mean,
Oh, it's a shame because I want more Echoes of Wisdom. It's a fucking brilliant game. It's a really good game. A lot of fun. It's the first time in a long time where I've just played a Nintendo. That's a lie. That was bloody Breath of the Wild. What am I talking about? Or Tears of the Kingdom. I can't remember. I always forget which was the second one.
you're such a liar, Ginger. Jesus, can't take you anywhere.
Take this. Have that. Whereas PlayStation, I the only thing I enjoy in there is Call of Duty, and that's because my mate and we have a laugh. But other than that, it's fucking nothing.
Wait,
on
are
that.
you not gonna get Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 in February?
Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. No, absolutely not.
What is
Oh
that?
my God, it's amazing. It's put on by this really small developer from the Czech Republic. But the first one is gorgeous. It's sword fighting and like feudalism. It's set in Bohemia. And
Yeah, it's like a hack and slash.
yes, and it's
I'm not a
but
fan
it's
of.
gorgeously done. It's as realistic as you could be and still be a video game. So
Yeah, it looks pretty, but it's not my style of game.
not
I'm
your
not.
style of game.
I've come to learn that,
I'm not a hack and
Ginger is very narrow when it comes to his style of games. Like,
Yeah, I only like stealth, real-time strategy games, adventure games,
and
action.
little
like
little
Total
chibi
War?
princesses running around with magic wands.
Huh?
And little chibi princesses running around with magic wands.
Sure.
Zelda?
Yeah, absolutely. Whatever that is.
The
But,
Zelda game. Never
The
mind.
Zelda game. Never mind.
Oh, for fuck's sake! Oh my. Sorry.
That's you know what?
you
It's okay. There's
Yeah.
You're not used to it. There being like an even amount of Americans versus Brits on the program.
Also, I have to tread carefully when it comes to Nintendo because Americans might stab me. That's where
Yeah,
they're
I
right.
love Nintendo more than anyone. Like they can do no wrong.
I don't dispute your fandom on them, but I loathe them as a company and their actions against the emulation world. But I love their games.
Right.
So
right.
It's that thing. So stop being evil, but don't stop making these great games.
Right.
Because the Switch, like especially like towards the end of life, it's had some amazing games come out, which is great to see, like Super Mario Wonder and
Odyssey and
like just it's done great, and obviously the Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. Jesus, well, I didn't like Breath of the Wild that much, the first one, but the second one,
same. I'm more of a Tears of the Kingdom person.
Yeah, it was awesome, absolutely awesome.
Absolutely.
And anybody here ever played NES Golf? Yeah, of course. When it comes to NES stuff, I've played quite a lot of the bloody games because I didn't have one. My friend did, but I had the Sega Genesis or Mega Drive, as we call it here. And so we used to just trade off each other for that. So yeah, so definitely played the golf, wrestling, and the boxing.
It's on, isn't it on the Nintendo Online thing? If you pay for Nintendo Online, I'm pretty sure it's that, or is that Mario Golf? I'm trying to remember, but I'm pretty sure it's on the Nintendo Online thing, so you could play it on the Nintendo Switch if you have it.
Oh yeah, no, I download it as an emulation.
I
just
see.
to fucking piss Nintendo off because I'm petty in that regard. But cool.
Sorry.
Jan,
one more thing regarding Nintendo. Any news on the Switch 2?
We're hearing maybe 2026 now. I'm not 100% sure.
I don't know why though. Like the Switch is still like, besides it's still performing really well. I don't understand why we need to upgrade.
No, but don't call it the Switch 2. Like just give it a unique name, so people don't look at it.
I want it to be called the Super Nintendo Switch. That's what I want it to be called. But I think they want to be able to play more like Call of Duty games online. So Microsoft and Nintendo have been doing this partnership where they want to be able to play more of their newer games or whatever, and that's why they're
so basically Nintendo is going to be buying Xbox here, or not Microsoft, but like the Xbox portion of Microsoft, maybe we're not sure about that. They're testing the waters for that.
Microsoft wanted to buy Nintendo, and Nintendo said get stuffed. But
oh yeah, I mean,
oh my god, that would have been the worst thing ever, having an Americans run fucking Nintendo.
Exactly.
Look what they did to Sony. Like since the American coup of Sony, they've gone to shit. So no, thank you. No, keep Americans with their stuff.
Their shitty
and
shit.
Let the Japanese have their stuff. And that's how it should be. And let the French fucking Ubisoft die in a blaze of fire.
You always got to get that Ubisoft jab in there.
Always. I hate them. And they rot. They robbed me of Splinter Cell, and I'm still waiting for Beyond Good and Evil 2. So
not gonna happen.
Yeah, no, it's not gonna happen. Anyway, that's everything I've got. If anyone else has nothing else, we can end the stream there. Short, sweet, to the point. And on that note, I want to thank everyone who returned to the comments from the previous Hellfire that was our election stream. And to anyone new that came, hello, William, and goodbye, William. Rusty, thank you for joining us again. And Winnie, first time on the stream. Fantastic to have you. Hope you come
Thanks
back
for
for
having
more.
me, guys.
Oh, good to work with you finally.
Always a pleasure. And on that note, there is no more normality, so let chaos reign supreme.